So you're taking a screenwriting class right now?
Yeah.
The thing that we just talked about less than 1 minute ago?
Yeah, totally. You're really good at you're a good listener.
Yeah. Wait, what was that? What'd you say? It was a joke. Like I wasn't listening. Great start.
Wonderful start.
Wonderful start. But what made you want to take that class? And go back to school.
Well, yeah, that's exactly totally what's happening as I am going back to school. And I'm like really picking up from where I left off about 15 years ago. So there's a lot of like fear that comes with it, you know, but also what comes with that is healing, because you're like, okay, what am I afraid of?
You're gonna find out.
Exactly. But I'm taking a screenwriting class, and before the screenwriting, I was taking a film class at PCC online, of course, and that was cool because I got a really good grade. I got like a 94% back on that, but then when I got the grade, I was like, "Where's the 6%? Like, what happened?"
That's high. That's quite high.
But the screenwriting class is so cool, you know. It's like, it's funny because I would have thought it would be really easy for me to go into a class and talk about a project just from like being a musician and like touring for such like so young and going in rooms writing. But it's really scary to go into a room of people you don't know and be open about something you're working on. You're like, oh, this is what I'm working on. So that was the scary part.
Waiting for that critique.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like, I'm trying to just like go in with it. Like, you know, I'm really, you know, I'm there to learn new tools, not to be, I'm trying not to be in there. I'm trying not to like seek validation.
Right.
Even though that's maybe what's happening, but that's okay. That's, you know, something I'm anyways.
That's on the back burner. It's there. You're just not recognizing it. It's on the forethought.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is the age difference between you and your sister, Jennifer?
Jen is 2.5 years older than me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're 2.5 years apart.
So yeah, it's a not a huge age gap, but there's something there.
Totally. It's like there is some, we're close, but then also like when you go really far back, like junior high, it was like a pretty big gap.
Yeah, definitely.
It would have been like, you know, she was in 2 grades above me, and 2 grades above you was like, oh my God, they're so cool and older than you. But
right. And it changes in high school. You're like, okay, well, like 2 years. I mean, at least for me, I had the same thought process while in middle school. It's like, oh, like, because my brother is also 2 years older than I am. So
cool. Yeah. So you totally get it.
Yeah. But then when I got to high school, I was like, well, whatever, dude. You're a junior. I'm a freshman, whatever, you know?
Yeah, totally. We actually went to different schools. I don't know if you and your
I did my research. I know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But you, but why do you think that helped your relationship, that you guys weren't in the same kind of group of people, I guess, and kind of separated in that aspect at that time in your life?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like we totally were, when high school came, we separated schools, but we always seemed to still have the same group of friends. It was like she met some really cool girls in her high school, and then I had a friend that I met in high school, and it was just like, you know, like the punks of the high school. That's who we kind of chose to hang around. And then it was really about going to shows after school. So then that's where we would like then hang out at the shows together, and then I would meet her friend, and And then I just became friends with her with her friends. As I was saying that, I was like, oh, I wonder if Jen ever was like, why is just friends with all my friends? But I'm like, I think actually she enjoyed it. She was just like, yeah, like, come hang out with us. So
the meeting of the minds. Yeah.
Mhm.
What kind of shows are going on at this time in your life?
Okay, so there was like, before we discovered like Orange County, because that Orange County was like where the Glass House was, Showcase and Chain Reaction. Before that, we were in the Valley, so we were going to oh my God, called the Cobalt Cafe in, I think it was in Van Nuys, where we were actually banned from. Like, I feel like we were banned from there like 2 times.
The first one's like, hey guys, all right, like it's temporary, like you can come back after the next amount of time. And then the second time they're like, okay, this is it. This is
Yeah.
it's like kind of like probation, and then you gotta come back. And
Totally.
why were you banned? What happened?
Well, I remember like
The first time.
okay, the first time we were, okay, I may be getting them mixed up, but this may have not been we were like not totally banned, but we were doing a battle of the bands with a band you may have heard of called Mika Miko.
Yep.
We really went back and did some research.
Oh yeah,
And
they're coming up later
like,
on. Don't worry. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was that band, and like we didn't bring enough people to the battle of the bands, but like, so we weren't really banned, but I remember we were like disqualified because we didn't have enough people show up, so we weren't allowed to be voted in the battle of the bands or something weird like that. But I remember the actual being banned time was we came back and like, oh God, it's like so embarrassing. It was like we were just like, during the battle of the bands, we got crazy on stage and decided to just rip the signs down that said no dancing. So that was like one thing. And then we came back and like someone was like told on us for like stealing the stamp at the front door. It's so funny as you like talk about it again, like reflect on this, you're like, this was just like, it felt so big in the moment, like, oh my God, they think we stole their stamp. And I remember like running down the alley and we were probably drinking a 40 or something. And now you're like, wow, we were just kids.
Did you have a fake ID when you were younger?
Yeah, actually, I have a really funny fake ID story.
I'd love to hear it.
Okay, so it's really, really quick. I had a fake ID and it was my friend. So it wasn't really fake. It was real, but just not me. And I showed up to, can I give names like the Cha-Cha? Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why.
Shit. Yeah.
Am I allowed to say the bar name?
They are sponsoring this podcast. So I'm glad that you tied it in. I had to mention it anyways. So thank you, Cha-Cha. Yeah.
I showed up to the Cha-Cha and I was like 17 and the guy at the door was just like, I gave him the ID and he's like, I know this girl. I was like, okay. But that's like my like small little funny IDs. Yeah, but I never actually had a fake one. It was just like borrow your friends who look the most like you.
Yeah. Did he give it back?
He did give it back. Yeah, he gave it back. And I lived down the street from at that time. You just walk home. Like, all right, I'm just gonna go back home. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's those things are really important when you're younger to be like, and if fake IDs, I mean that's like not a foreign thing to have as a youth that is not of age.
Yeah. Totally.
I got mine taken like twice, had to order new ones. It was just like it was a real fake one. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so you went through the whole fake ID, like actually ordering fake IDs,
taking the picture, ordering it. I ordered with a couple of different people, and I might have told this on the podcast. I'm sorry if I had, but yeah, and then I went in with a bunch of different people because it was cheaper to get like a mass amount than just like 2 people getting it. And so it came with 2. I got those 2 taken. I said I was 23 when I was like whatever 18, or whatever, 17, 18.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'll just say that I'm 21 for the second round because those both got taken. And then I might have gotten one more taken. And then I was on my last one. I was like, shit, I really need to hold on to this one because this is the last one. And then finally I turned 21. So I was like, okay, it's fine.
So
I'll use the real one.
I
I've
like
already
that
been 21.
finally-
I've been 23. It's fine. It's nothing new.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just hearing you talk about fake IDs right now, I started thinking about how I did it, because I was like, I was definitely going to bars before 21. And then I remembered that we would just find the bars that would like let you come in.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember specifically the bar it happened at was because I was on crutches that night. So they didn't deny me. And I just walked up with some friends who were over 21. And then they just let the girl on crutches come in. They weren't going to like deny me. So that was the beginning of that bar. And then ever since then, I would just come in and it was like, no ID.
Well, that's smart. You already have an ailment. You're like, I get that door, like, he's just kind of, so then like you're asking them to already do something for you. It's like, okay, well, she wouldn't have this much gusto if she wasn't already of age.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I feel like if you ask them to get the door for you or you're carrying something in, that's also the move. I've done that before. I've carried shit in and then just kind of snuck right in.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
the
my
thing.
God,
Yeah, because you're already,
so
it's like I have a
funny.
purpose here. Like I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't supposed to be here. So here I am doing this thing.
Oh my God. That is, I'm just dying right now laughing.
Yeah, those are the moves.
Hold the door.
I get the door.
Oh yeah, sorry. Here you go.
Yeah. Do it. You gotta do it far though. You gotta do it pretty far. It's like, oh man, this guy's really coming up, like across the park. Hey!
Yeah, across the street.
As soon as this light cycle ends, I'm coming over and be there. Be there at the door.
Oh my God. This is perfect material for my screenwriting class right now.
Yes. This whole scene. There's character development, a struggle, an anti-hero. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We got
everything.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Plot points. Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Yes. You know it.
Yeah. Who started playing music first? Was it you or your sister?
It was definitely me. We started like when we were really young, it started like singing together, entertaining our parents. We would like sing, we would like, hear a song on the radio, and like I'm like actually remembering a song that we sang to our parents that was like really not a song a child should be singing. I feel like it was, I can't remember what song it was, but like just something like I remember us performing it to our parents. We had no idea what the lyrics were. We were so young, and their faces were just like, this is like, I do not want to be hearing my kids say these words right now. But so yeah, we were like always singing and like dancing together really young. But I was the first one who got a guitar. My dad got me a guitar at like 7.
Pretty old to be getting into that.
Sometimes I like want to leave out the age because I'm like, well then shouldn't I be like a genius guitar player now?
Yeah, you should already been, yeah, been in the Philharmonic by that point. But whenever you start it, right?
Yeah, totally. But then I actually quickly moved to bass because it was like I started guitar and then I picked up the bass, which I really, really liked in the beginning. And I was really young, like junior high. And then when I picked up the bass, that's when Jen started playing our dad's guitar.
Well, which one was it? Okay, it's plural. Okay.
Yeah.
This is important for the story. This is what you can't leave out of the screenwriting class. I mean, you got to have all the elements there.
You have to have all. You're right.
Boy,
you're right. You have to have all. You're absolutely right. You need to have all the elements.
Where did the name Bleached come from? Where's that stem from?
My sister came up with that because we would, I feel like bleaching your clothes was such a big part of growing up. You bleach your jean jacket, we bleached our jeans, our band shirts. And so Jen was just one day like bleached. And we're like, all right, cool.
It's good. It has a ring to it. You gotta
It
admit.
has a ring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm always like, when I tell people bleached, I'm always like bleached, bleached. And they usually get it, but I always think people think I'm just going to say bleach, like not with the ED, but it totally does have a ring to it.
Past tense. Yeah. Needs to be addressed.
Past tense. Yeah.
When you buy denim, are you light blue? Are you dark blue? Are you medium blue? What are you going for?
This is like such a good question. I feel like this is a struggle I have actually, because I'm always like, I'm like really taking this seriously, because whenever I think of dark blue denim, it's like me wanting to have like a 1973 look, like a heart vibe, right? And then like a lighter denim, I think it's kind of more like 80s punks, go to the skate park and skate, you know. And then there's a medium denim, which I think is my last pick because I don't know what medium denim. Oh, that's kind of like cowgirl medium denim.
Yeah, yes. No, I'm with you 100%. But I would also argue that the medium denim could go into the 80s denim. I feel like that's kind of, it crosses over at that point, that is the bridge between those two, that you can kind of work both of those within the 80s.
Totally. It's
without
so
being a cowgirl.
true.
Yeah, that's this
totally.
Yeah. So just to recap, it's dark blue up top, and then light blue, and then medium blue.
I feel like it would be light at top.
Okay.
Dark. Yeah, I said the order wrong. It's light at the top because that's kind of what I just go for. But I always want to go for the darker blue, but it always ends up being the lighter blue. Is it?
Yeah.
The lighter denim.
I get it. I understand. I'm with you. I haven't owned a pair of dungarees in years, and I don't know if I'll go back. Honestly, I don't know. Because every time I try on jeans, it's always a difficult thing. I just went through this the other day. I was like, you know what? They have Levi's here. I'm going to try them on. Bad move. I don't like it. I don't like the way they fit. I just don't like it. I've been wearing like Dickies and Dockers for years now, and I don't see myself going back. I also took a shot in the dark trying these other pants that I ordered, you know, and that's always a gamble, whether you know whether you know the type or not. It's like, it might not work out. But I'm trying them out. They're called Cookman pants. They're like kind of breathable. They're so cool. I'm trying them out. I don't know how I feel about them yet, but
right. I was gonna ask, so because you ordered them online and you're not sure if they worked out yet.
I'm wearing them right now. They feel nice. I just don't know if it's me, because it's what's it called? It's like plaid kind of. It's got black and white stripes. It's seersucker. That's what it is. Seersucker.
Cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's no button to it. It's just like one of those tie things, and it does like pajama pants. And I talked to my brother today. He was outside. He's like, "Oh, nice pajamas," you know, already straight out of the gate. Okay, but I'm wearing them. They're nice.
Yeah,
I like them.
I would say embrace them and just make them your thing.
I'm incorporating them into my wardrobe. Yeah. It's out there though for me. It's out there, but I'm trying new things.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to be a little bit out there more. I want to be more out there with my clothes. I want to go for it. Yeah. What I always wonder, like, what is it that holds me back sometimes with that? Because it's interesting, like, because that's like what I like get inspired by, right? Like my inspiration and idols are like people that were out there. Like I think of like Bowie, you know, and like all like the clothes he embraced and his suits that he wore. And then I'm sure, you know, there were moments of just not like extravagant clothing that he had. But I always am just like, I need to like Like, I need more of that in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you think that, and then you're in that position to be that person. And I mean, I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. You know, you always take a step back. Yeah. Like, nope.
You're like, you're out there and then you're like, I really wish I wasn't wearing this right
You're
now.
like, I'm out here. But if you're out and about and you're out there, it's like, whatever, I'm doing this. This is me right now. This is who I am. This is what I'm embracing right now. Which I do like that. I like that feeling. It's like I'm out here, but this is the comfort zone, and I'm not here. I'm like 15 minutes away in traffic from the comfort zone. That's where I am right now. So do you feel like being in a band with your sister has strengthened your relationship with her? Or, I mean, have you gone through cycles of like, okay, I need to distance myself from her right now?
Yeah. Let me think about that. I feel like Jen and I, so we've been very, very close from like, I feel like from like day one of growing up together and playing music really young. And I don't think we knew what life was like anything other than what we were doing. And when the whole like the quarantine thing happened, it was the first time we were distant from each other. So I do feel that being sisters close in a band, really, I do think our relationship was strengthened and we became really close, because there was like moments too where you're on the other side of the world touring and you're with each other and you don't know anybody. So, we just kind of like really knew how to have fun together, make the best out of things and situations. And like, we have like a really good humor together. We find like the most random things funny. Like, but like, this was the first time we like took space from each other with the quarantine. And at first it was kind of hard, but then I just kept telling myself like, this is temporary. This is just what is needed to happen right now. And I kind of started like enjoying having distance, but not, it was only enjoying the distance because I was able to kind of like just do something new and different. Like it wasn't like
a change of pace. Sure.
Yeah, totally a change of pace. So but yeah, it's cool because now like we met up the other day and we started like working on music again, and we're making it more like a regular thing, because during quarantine it was just like, you got to get tested first for COVID, so it wasn't as much. But then now we're making it more like trying to do like a once a week thing, and it was like a lot of fun. Like it felt a little different writing. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean,
So
and it's good to have that breathing new air into something that you've been doing, right?
Yeah, totally. I think it's like, yeah, it was almost like this whole year really made me like go back to, I guess not go back. I don't want to say go back, but maybe go forward, doing things more like for yourself versus like more for yourself. And so I felt like I was finding the love in something again, and like remembering why I picked up an instrument. I kind of forget over time like why you're doing something that you've been doing for so long. And so I think that had a lot to do with being back in the room with my sister writing. It was like, we've been doing this for so long, and we first started doing this because it was so much fun and we didn't really have expectations. We were just like, oh, let's just like pass the time by like writing music together in our parents' garage. I don't know if that sounds negative.
No.
Pass the time. It's like
no. It's how you spend your time as a youth. Yeah, you got to be doing something. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
It's good to be creative in something. Yeah, passing the time doing it, but
Yeah.
Yeah. What were the first tours like for Bleached? What are there any moments that stick out to you when you guys first started going out and playing shows?
Yeah. The first tours for Bleached um were in, I'm trying to remember if we were still in my mom's minivan. I don't think so. I think at that point we were now renting our own van, or it was like a friend of ours was driving his van or something. And yeah, I mean, like, I think also we were coming from another band, so it was really fun because it was a new band, a fresh start with something. I was playing guitar. I'd never played guitar in a band before. I was just a bass player, so that was kind of cool. And I think for Bleached, I was probably in my early 20s, so I don't know. For some reason, like what I remember the most about tour is the East Coast and going up to like Salem. Like Salem is always like Salem, Massachusetts, going there and like experiencing being on the road, seeing fall out of LA is like so amazing. like you don't really, I mean, you can experience fall in LA, but you're like on the road and you're just like, oh my God, this place is so beautiful and amazing. I just want to live here, and you're just like really like in the moment of it and soaking it all up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, seeing seasons is different.
Yeah, totally. That's yeah.
Yeah, like actually experiencing, oh, this is winter. Wow. because I'm from Orange County, so it's the same
Okay, yeah,
fucking thing.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
cool.
just
Yeah.
not experiences. Oh, it's cold. 65 for a minute.
Oh my God, yes, totally.
It's
Oh my
brisk.
God,
It's brisk. Yeah.
it's brisk.
I can't be
Totally.
outside. I can't be outside right now. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna freeze. Yeah.
Totally. Or just like the extreme summer of humid, and you're like, holy shit, like I can't wait to get out of this.
Yeah. Oh man. It's an issue. And I mean, I'm assuming that you've experienced this, a car without air conditioning in the summer.
Yeah. That was my mom's minivan.
It makes you reconsider a lot of things. Like, okay, I own a microwave that has wheels. That's cool. But like I'm drenched constantly.
A microwave with wheels.
That's what it is. It's like you're baking in there. Yeah.
We used to like I remember specifically driving through like Arizona in the no AC minivan and rolling the windows down and just being burnt from the wind.
Oh, it's just a blast. Yeah.
Yeah, like just hot wind just burning your face.
It's very nice. It's gorgeous.
it just feels like really hard to be like, to like dress like cool in the heat. It's like you want to like put on a cool like blazer and some, I don't know, like cool polyester bottoms, but you can't in the heat. It's so hot and you're just like wearing nothing. I remember just like
Go ahead. It sounds like a good story. Please go ahead.
What? You just start questioning yourself, like, who am I? And you just look in the mirror in like a rest stop bathroom and you're like, what am I doing? My face is so red. And it's just like in the random tank top you just found in your bag that's supposed to be a sleep shirt, but now it's just your everyday tour outfit because it's so hot.
It's the worst when you go to see somebody that you're dating, and you're just like sweating, not because you're nervous, just because like the air conditioning doesn't work. Like, I need to stop sweating, right? And it never works. You're just sweating.
Don't stop sweat. Yeah, you just.
This is me. Yeah.
This is me.
Hey, how are you?
I can identify with that, you know, like I really can say, like, I feel like I've been the one in a relationship where I feel like I can't stop sweating.
Yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue because this room that I'm sitting, this is my bedroom. It's always hot in here all the time. It doesn't matter if air conditioning is that fan's going. I mean, I feel something finally, but yeah, it's constantly just very, very hot in here all the time. And that's just, I just live in heat.
You just live in heat.
That's what it is. There's no hiding it. There's no hiding it from anybody. It's like, yeah. Why are you sweating? Well, it's hot. It's hot. I'm a sweater. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Oh my God.
I say deal with it, but
Yeah, totally.
Are there any moments from more recent tours that stick out to you? Besides shirts sticking to you.
Besides shirts sticking, yeah. Well, let me think of our last. Let me think about this. Tour moments that stick out. I'm blanking so hard.
No, it's fine. That cut of just no air, the dead air. It's great. It really gives a good, like, this is a in-depth question. It's good. We need that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh God, you know, it's just because there's been so many. There's so much touring. Like I'm actually reflecting, like I'm like, wow, like I spent so much of my life touring. And you know, it's always been Jen and I, right? But we'll occasionally have like a drummer who's with us for like a year or two, or a bassist who's with us for just a tour or something, or like, but I mean, like what sticks out are just like some of the, like, maybe it was about 4 years ago, I feel like Bleached started opening for some really cool bands. So it was like opening for Paramore. So our tour became catered food versus like, you know, running across the street to, I don't know, whatever you could find and just, you know, eating whatever you can in that moment. So when we were touring with Paramore, I mean, that was really cool. That was over in Europe. And I just remember like the food and the desserts and the bulletproof, wait, is that it? Bulletproof coffee you could make? And like bulletproof coffee?
I've heard of that. Again, I'm not as privy to this nice lifestyle that you're accustomed to, but I've heard of it. Must be nice. Sure.
You know, actually, now that we're talking about it, I always need like some warm up time. You know, I'm not like a quick person. I'm not quick, but when I start talking about something, things will start rolling.
We're gonna re-record this. That's it. Are you ready?
Okay, here we go.
So you said you're taking a screenwriting class. Why is that? I'm
well,
fucking
actually,
with you.
This
Please, if you have a real answer to the question, please go ahead.
Well, actually, no, this is helping me go back to the tour question, because one of my favorite things to do on the road is to go to all the haunted places in the world. So that was like a thing we did on the road, is if we had a day off, or even if we didn't have a day off, we would like try and get to, there was like a haunted thrift store we went to. I think this was in Kentucky, and like haunted houses. Okay, actually, I've got a really fun story. So a road on the tour story. And this is like just like one out of like, right, like so many. But I remember I think we were touring with the Dam. I think it was with the Dam, who was like a band we grew up listening to. So to be opening for the Dam and like playing House of Blues. Also, it was like sneaking into House of Blues when we were young, like making our own wristbands, watching bands like that, like the Damned. That was our upbringing. So now we're opening for the Damned and House of Blues, and it's like, this is like I just was like, this is it. This is what I feel very successful now as a musician. Like this is amazing. But that specific tour, we were like, it was during fall, and we were really hitting a bunch of haunted places, and our bass player, she was really not into that. And so it was like in Illinois somewhere, we had 5 spots on our list, and they were all within the same town. So we were like going through each one of them, and we dropped our bass player off at a cafe. She's like, can you just drop me off here? I just want to like work on some like work. She was an attorney. She was an attorney. And so she had some work she had to do, and she's sitting in this cafe.
I've got this case that is pending right now. I have to go
Exactly.
to do this.
Yeah.
You guys go do your haunted stuff, and then I'll be back to play the bass.
That's exactly what it was. So she's working in this cafe, and she's like really making it very clear to us that she just wants nothing to do with all this haunted stuff, wasn't into it. So then we go on our little tour of haunted places. One of the tours we showed up to, or not tour, but one of the haunted houses, we show up and the lady was like, oh, the paranormal activity people are coming by today. You can come take a tour with them while they set their cameras up. So we like, we go in, and she lets us in the house that you're normally not allowed to go in. It's just something to look at from outside. And so we're like hanging out with the paranormal team, and they're like, we feel a lot of energy here. We're gonna.
Was it Ghost Hunters, those guys?
It wasn't Ghost Hunters, which I love Ghost Hunters. I love Ghost Hunters. It wasn't them, but they were like an up and coming,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like,
the second gen of all this.
Yeah. They seemed to be honest, they seemed very PG. It kind of felt like it was like a mom and her son. It was really sweet, but I bet. So then we're like going down our list. We get to our 5th haunted place in this town, and we show up, and it's the cafe we dropped our bass player off at. And it was we left it it was the last on the list because it was the most haunted place. And it was a cafe in a school, and there was this whole story of this girl who, had been murdered at the school, and people will either like see her like floating by the lockers, and we like show up, and there's our bass player sitting in the cafe in the school working, and we're like, hey, you're now at the most haunted place on the list. So that was kind of cool. And
Please, I just need to get this done. And then she's dealing with the ghost. She's like, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And it's the girl. It ends up being the girl.
So anyways, that's why
they film her, and then they get the little girl on the camera. Like, we got her. You want to see this? And she's like, no time. Sorry. We're in litigation right now.
Oh my God.
I'm working on my cross examinations right now. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. Wow. So this is why I want to screenwrite, right? Because I want to write about haunted stories.
Wait, so was she bummed out when you told her? Like, hey, this is a
I think she
place?
was we were all laughing at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty good laugh, and she found it pretty humorous, and yeah.
Out of all the places.
Out of all the places.
Couldn't be a fucking Starbucks. No way. Send me to the haunted cafe. Yeah. Better internet connection.
Yeah.
Where did you find the bass player that is an attorney? Where did this
it
come
was
about?
like, friend of a friend. We were just looking for another bass player. I felt like it was something like, I guess I was saying this earlier, we would go like a year with a one bass player, and then people like, I can really understand, because when you're hiring someone to be in your band, it's not their band. And as a musician, it seems like most people want to be writing their music. So you kind of, I feel like we would experience, people coming in, and then it's time to like, maybe work on your own stuff. So you have to kind of, I guess, accept that, and like, do what we were doing, doing our own thing. And so it was a friend of a friend was like, oh, here, this girl is a great bass player, and she came to an audition. We had an audition.
At the cha-cha, come through. Fine.
It's funny because after one of our auditions, oh my God, we've had a lot of auditions. I feel like it's a thing we did. I mean, like, it sounds kind of lame, but like you had to have an audition. With I think one ended up at the Cha-Cha.
You guys are just we hold a lot. We need a lot of spaces, please. I mean, just give us your venue for a minute.
Oh my God.
When did you feel that Bleached was different from Mika Miko?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I feel
Thank
like probably almost immediately, because I was now playing guitar, and it was right around it wasn't after high school, it was like a couple years after, or maybe like 3 or 4 years after high school. So it's like kind of that age where like it seemed like you were maybe going to continue playing music and being on the road, or you were going to go to school. So that's kind of what happened, was like Jen and I started Bleach because we wanted to continue playing music. I was going to school, but it was not like a full-time school thing. And then I eventually, of course, just kind of stopped going to school, because I remember someone once told me, like, you may never get this opportunity to travel and tour like this. So I kind of just went with that, and I'm really happy I did. I was like, you know what, let's do this. And then Bleach was, I mean, Mika Mika went to Japan. That felt like that was a really big moment, but because it was like, well, are you going to keep having this moment, or do you want to take another path? So that it definitely was like pretty immediate, where it's like, you know what, Jen and I are going to do this. We're going to keep playing music. And then it was really cool, and just to keep traveling, and I'm glad that I kept doing it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's worked out, right?
Yeah, totally.
And you were able to take, I mean, school's always going to be there. These opportunities aren't. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. And like, I feel like I'm like now realizing too, as I guess as I get older, I'm like really enjoying my home these days. I really, I don't know if you're into astrology, but I'm a Leo sun.
I am not, but I'm here for it.
You're open for it. I almost want to guess your sign, but I would love to know your sign. But my moon is a Cancer, and Cancer moon is a very like home person, very nurturing home. I like to bake. Right before we came on, I was actually late. I was 5 minutes late to the Zoom interview because I was watering my pumpkin patch. I've got a pumpkin patch now, and I love it.
The kid's gonna come through in October? You're gonna hold it at your house?
I definitely am gonna have people come through, and for sure. Like I had it last year, and it was very successful.
Okay.
But no one could really come through because of quarantine, so I just kind of like took my pumpkins and dropped them off at friends' houses. So it's like I'm now realizing that I'm enjoying this time at home. And so I couldn't imagine all of a sudden being like, hey, let's get a band, like a band together that's going to tour 9 months out of the year. So
I mean, it's outrageous when you say it anyways. 9 months out of the 12-month year.
Out of the 12-month year. And I feel like that was the energy I had when I was 18 years old.
I mean, that's when you're supposed to be having it, though. You're doing these things young, and not like, right. Imagine doing it right now. It's like, hey, we have this whole tour for you, North America. Go out there.
Although there's like times where like I actually feel that I would love to go on a really small, like do a solo project and just like play these like these like I don't know, like hole in the wall bars and these like I don't that sounds fun. That
Yeah.
kind of sounds fun. But like a small, like not a huge band, just like me and maybe another person or two other people.
I was talking to Shannon Lay, and she did that, and it was like crazy. She
Oh,
went to Europe doing that. It's like that's an adventure on its own.
oh my God, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. Shout out to Shannon. She's great. Yeah,
Yeah, that's so cool. That's inspiring. It really is. I like that.
yeah. I mean, maybe you guys could just do it together. That'd be good. Sell some
Yeah,
tickets.
totally.
Yeah. You didn't seem too enthused with the idea. Maybe it's a screenplay idea. Who knows? Okay, it's open ended. So did you work at Amoeba? Do I have that correct?
Yeah, I worked at Amoeba.
Did you ever fucking think that you'd be doing a what's in my bag?
No, actually, it's no. I never, when I was working at Amoeba, I was in Mika Miko, and I remember in Mika Miko they asked us to play at Amoeba, and I remember thinking, oh great, because I'm working here, this is literally what was going through my head as a teenager. It was like, oh, they're only asking our band to play because I work here, and I was always just like, but I remember,
what? So what?
I
It's
know,
a
right?
gig.
So
It's
what?
at Amoeba.
But
Yeah.
when we played the first time at Amoeba, I was like, I can't believe I'm freaking playing at Amoeba right now. This is like wild. And then of course the What's in My Bag was like really awesome. And it was so fun to go back to Amoeba while doing What's in My Bag. I had like working at Amoeba was like such a great point in my life. It was really awesome. The people there were so amazing and supportive, and like, it was so cool.
Were you like helping somebody else out? Like, yeah, this is a really good album. Excuse me, real quick, and then you just jumped on stage. Just give me give me 30 minutes, and I will be right with you. Okay.
Oh my God. And then like just come back like, all right, oh, how can I help you?
Yeah, it's you're looking for the Hendrix book, right? Okay, we might have it. Let me look.
Yeah. Oh my God. I actually worked in the warehouse. I didn't work on the floor. I was a case switcher in the warehouse and then did some receiving, which was really cool because I mean, it probably would have been fun on the floor too, but I would just sit in the back all day and just hang out. They had like CD players for us on the table, so I would just listen to music for 8 hours switching cases. And there was this one bin I had to do because no one liked to do the classical bin, but I'm actually a fan of classical music. Since I was really young, I would always have classical music playing to go to sleep because it would just calm my mind. It's something I just picked up on my own. No one.
And what you put it on your napping in the background? I mean, you're just I'm just gonna let me get a type 5 real quick.
I'm seriously like, this is what it was. I was like 7 years old. I remember going to sleepovers, sleeping over at my friend's house, asking if I could put on classical music.
Guys, so, I got this Debussy CD. It's awesome. It's great.
Totally Debussy.
You don't know Papa Hayden? You don't know Papa Hayden? Oh boy, I'm gonna blow your mind right now.
Oh my God. So I was like, I'll do the classical bin, and I'm switching the classical cases, and they're old. The classical bins were old and dusty and hadn't been touched in years. And I opened up, this is actually my first day working. I opened up the classical case, and right when I opened it, like 20 roaches came crawling out on the table, and they just like went everywhere, and I screamed, and I was like, oh my God. And then my manager came over, and he's like, what happened, Jess? What's wrong? And at that point the roaches were all gone. They found a place to hide. And I was like, I just opened a CD and like 20 roaches came out. And I think everyone was really confused and thought I was high. And then like finally there was a moment where like people were like, okay, do you want to sit at another table? And they were acting really nice, and I was freaking out. And I was like opening up cases, like so terrified. And then throughout the day, people would see little roaches around. I'm like, see, I told you there were roaches. But there was like a good hour where I think people were like, we just hired this girl and she's on psychedelics right now. But they're like into it. They're kind of into it. Like, that's cool.
They're like, but good on you though. You did it. You're on.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
But ever since then I was like, I'm never doing a classical bin ever. The key switching.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Hayden can wait. Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture. You open it up. You see what's in there.
Mm-hmm. Seriously.
What was the worst show you ever played?
The worst show. The worst show I ever played. Oh God. You know, like sometimes your worst shows end up just becoming your best shows because it was just so off.
Horrible.
It was so horrible. I mean, like the show I can think of is the reason why it was so bad is because I was fucked up. Can I say that on here?
Yeah, absolutely. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Who cares?
And my pedals were, you know, when you just don't even, and like I'm not, I don't drink anymore. I'm sober, which is pretty awesome. But
it's great.
I was still
great.
drinking then. And I was so drunk that something was going wrong. It's like one of those situations where like, and this was for like a Fender party, and like it was like more like a showcase thing. And you know,
an audition as well, right? It was we're also auditioning.
Audition.
Leo, get over here. Let's see what you got, man. We need a bass player. Leo.
And like it was like something probably so simple, right? Anyone could have just been like, oh, this little, you know, my one spot isn't connected to this thing. And you know, you couldn't figure out. So the whole show, I'm just like the way I write on guitar, it's with pedals. Like I need pedals to get me through a lead. And I have like 5 pedals and none of them's working. So I'm doing all these leads that are like, I'm like trying to figure it out. And I'm thinking like, you know what? This is probably the best you've ever sounded because you're just clean, straight in, no pedals. And then I remember after the show, there was a very serious talk in the green room. It's like, Jess, you gotta get your shit together. Like this was so bad. I remember our manager was like, our manager is a huge Fish fan, and like there's nothing bad with Fish, but we're just not a band that should sound like Fish. She was like, I felt like I was watching a Fish show, the way you were playing your solos with no effects.
You fucking sound like Fish. I loved it. Everybody else was not on board. Everybody else is Grateful Dead, and I'm Fish over here. So you know what? I'm supporting it. But
that's exactly what I feel like it was. You're like so, you know, I go with like the first thing that came to my mind. That was the show, and I had to go with it. And since then, I think that may have been my last drunk show. So it was like the worst show. It was definitely a rock bottom show. It was a rock bottom show.
Yeah. What was the actual turning point for you to become sober?
Well, the actual turning point was, you know, you can't. It's there's so much of that behavior you can take. You know, from the outside of it, it could look rock and roll, right? But inside, you know, my sister was basically like, I can't be around this. And she had already gotten sober. So there was still a year of me just like running around, like, you know, not knowing, you know, any truth of any part of the day. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. So it was kind of, that was a big turning point. It was just like, you know, this band is not going to continue if you're going to keep drinking. So it was like, you know, I did it for, in that moment, people around me. But then over time, you know, now I do it for myself. But it was it was definitely something I needed to hear. I needed to get that text that day that I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I was like, oh my God, my heart just kind of stopped. And I was like, whoa, I'm like really fucking up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
especially coming from a sibling.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's like, it's kind of cool to actually like, just to be open about it, because yeah, it's like a really emotional
Journey.
journey, exactly. But it's like, seriously, what happened? And like, if anyone can ever like hear anything from that, to like look at themselves and, hey, like, get as emotional as you need to get. I don't know.
Do it. Let it out. It's great.
Yeah.
Has being sober changed the way that you've written music and in your ideas and thought processes going towards music?
Yeah, it definitely has. There's like, sometimes there's like this point where I'm like, man, when I was drinking, I feel like I just like would go for it. But I mean, there's so much more realness being sober, and I'm able to like well, for one, really like remember what you're doing the next day. It's like there were moments of drinking where I would have blacked out, and then I would go home, wake up to go back to a writing session or a practice, and I would like try to pretend like I knew what was going on, but I like really wouldn't have any like memory. So it was like, so now it's like I'm able to like really take in, and I feel like I'm growing with music. I really, I feel like it was really my growth was stunt in music, and now being sober, it's like I'm growing. I'm like, I'm taking suggestions without like, the ego, like, oh, don't tell me what to do. And I think that's a huge part of it, really. It's like, hey, what do you think? What do you think about this? Okay, great, let's use it. If anyone told me what to do, I'd be like, who the fuck are you?
Like, I'm your sister. That's baseline for one.
Yeah.
No, but that is really great. I mean, that's good for you. I mean,
thank you.
that is really an important thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, I just wanted to leave that dead air for a second. We haven't had it in a while. We needed to chill out, guy. I know it's gonna be another joke coming. It was a real serious thing. We needed the break.
You needed the break. You needed it. Totally.
Yeah. So what is the writing process like for Bleached? Are you coming in with your own ideas and kind of collaborating with your sister, or what's the deal there?
Yeah. Well, our last writing process was cool because it started on Zoom. We were quarantined. This was like the beginning of the year, and we were literally just sending tracks back and forth of what we were doing, like recording it, send it, and then add something. So we were like really collaborating, like one after another. It was like my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn kind of thing. So that was cool. And then now that we're back in the rooms writing, like I feel like now our writing process is like really open. Like it's not just because when we first started, Jen, we weren't living in the same area. Jen had all these songs with melodies. She brought them to me, and then I put a bunch of sprinkles on top of them. And now we're like really in the room, starting from scratch together, being like, okay, here's a riff. Okay, here's some lyrics, and just like putting them on top of each other, like the different instruments or lyric ideas.
Yeah, layering. Yeah.
Layering. Yeah. There you go. Layering. Layering.
That's what it is. That's cool. The word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were actually just writing like a couple of days ago. We were writing a Christmas song. Good. Yeah, we've never really done that before.
Yeah.
We're like, well, let's write a Christmas song. We've covered a Christmas song.
But you're gonna write one yourself. Yeah, it's good. Out with the old, I say. It's been around for years. It's the same shit every year. No. Different.
Yeah. Different totally.
my mom last Christmas, she's like, "Oh, put on some Christmas music." When we were decorating the tree, and I didn't want to put on Christmas music, so I was like, "Okay." She said, "Oh, make sure it's a song I like." I said, "Got it." I put on Eagles. I just kept on putting Eagles songs on, and she's like, "This is not the song." I was like, "Well, you like the song though, right? Maybe this is the new Christmas songs. It is.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be the old ones? Why can't it be Eagles? You don't like Don
Yeah.
Henley?"
Ah,
So this
love
Christmas, I don't
that.
know, maybe Beach Boys. I don't know. Yeah, I like to switch it up Christmas time.
Yeah, totally.
It's time.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm
I,
getting more like, I'm getting more into it. I'm like, hey, you want to write a Christmas song? Let's write a Christmas song. I would have been so against that. But it was fun. Okay, speaking of how we did that writing process, like I was sitting at my piano and I was like, I'm just gonna go for this. I came up with a melody and then I came over to Jen's because she's got a studio at her place now. And then we just took this piano melody I did and we made it a Bleached version.
very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Putting your spin on a melody that you created. You're putting your own
Yeah.
spin on your own idea.
Yeah, exactly.
That's never been done. That's never been done
That-
before. Yeah.
No, seriously, it's like that's exactly what it was.
Mhm. How would you describe the music that you make in your own words?
I like to keep things simple and I say rock and roll.
But really, it's like prog rock, right?
There's a little pop in there. Cause like when you like think of a band like the Misfits, they have like, oh my God, there are so many great singing melodies, but they're just punk. You just say Misfits are punk, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I would
but
say.
there's
Yeah,
like some like melodies in there that could be kind of pop sounding.
and
But
Danzig's solo stuff as well is venturing more into that direction, I'd say.
totally, yeah, totally. But I would totally just say we're like maybe like 10 years ago I would have said punk, and now I'm saying rock and roll. And um yeah.
15 years from now, what is it going to be? Classic Christmas music. That's how you. That's how you're gonna.
Oh my God, that just made me so happy when you said that. I was like,
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be wild. People are not. It's like, oh, this was Bleach, but I don't know about this older Bleach, but their Christmas songs are great. I remember listening to them.
Totally, the Christmas song, because it's like would really work with, like I was saying, I really like being home and I like gardening. And maybe I could sit at home and write some Christmas songs and
Yeah.
still do music and maybe not have to like tour as much.
Tour during only December though, because
Yeah.
that's when the people really want to hear these
That's
hits.
actually sounds like so much fun, touring during December and you're like playing all these Christmas hits. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an idea. I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Please use it. Please use it.
Okay.
Listen, I like to wrap this up with some promo, okay? So the people can find Bleached music. Did you see that? You tripped me up with the whole D thing that you made it so apparent. It's on all streaming platforms, right? So whatever the people their platform is, you can find it there, right?
Yeah.
And you can find merch and everything else, all the good stuff at hellobleach.com, right? That's the best place to find this
that's
stuff.
the best place.
Do you have any shows coming up?
We do. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Well,
we have one show coming up.
All right, where is it?
We're playing Riot Fest, which here's the thing, it's sold out, but still, it's our first show from the whole this whole year, and it's going to be on Sunday, where I think Sunday is like 9 Inch Nails are playing, and I think Smashing Pumpkins are playing that day. I have to look at it again, but Riot Fest in Chicago. And I'm really excited because like we've played Riot Fest before, and that was like always my favorite festival to play. And I'm really excited, which is really cool because I didn't think I'd be so excited. I was like, oh my God, I haven't played in so long. What's going to happen? But I'm just, going with the flow, and I'm really stoked to go to Chicago.
And the people are ready for the Christmas album. Yeah. It'll be good. Thank you so much, Jess. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It
I'm
was
gonna
really a
stop.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop recording this, and it's been a lot of fun for me too. I mean, less than it was for you, but either way, it was. I'm gonna stop recording this. I'll talk to you in a second. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so great. I love what you're doing. I'm really stoked for you to be doing this, and I felt like yeah. How long have you been doing this for now? If you don't mind me asking you a couple questions.
No, not at all. You know what? Well, I'm gonna still keep this in then. I've been doing
Yeah.
it since I was in high school, like 17.
Oh,
So
cool.
I started in high school, and I would do it on and off. Like I would have people here and there. It'd be like a not like a real regimented thing. And then this year, I said, fuck it, I'm really gonna try to do this because I really love doing this every week. So I've had one out every week this year on Friday. And this, by the way, this will be out next Friday. So
cool.
yeah. So I've been really stoked that a lot of people have been wanting to come on, or not wanting, but like agreeing to come on. I don't know if they wanted to do. I don't think you want to do this, but yeah.
I thought that was so cool. I was
I bothered you into doing it.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Wait, how old are you now?
21.
Oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm so just like you've got this. Like this is so
you're
great.
in my world right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And like I think like also just listening to so many in the last 2 years, podcasts for me personally, maybe for the world, just became huge. You're listening to so many, and then you're like, I'm like talking to you, and I'm like, oh, these are just like the podcast. This is great. This is like, you really, I feel like have it. You got it.
This is it. This is one of the podcasts. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, it was really very welcoming feeling. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh my God, I forgot. Well, but yeah, I was gonna say that when I looked on your Instagram and I saw a bunch of faces and I listened to I went onto the YouTube and listened to some. It was cool. I was really happy for you that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening. And thank you, everybody else who's listening right now to this one. This has been a great episode. Thank you so much, Jess. I'm gonna stop recording it now before you get me all teary-eyed. Thank you.
Yeah, oh my God, totally.